So, getting a lot of questions about some of the materials and how we're doing it. So let's talk a little bit specifics. So on the we wanted to remove all of the windows, and our plan is once we finalize the floor plan, we're going to put windows where we actually need windows. Last thing you want is a window behind the fridge or in a closet, right? We don't need that. And the old windows, as much as everyone loves the look of the skoolie with the old windows, they leak. They leak a lot, and there's nothing you can do about it. As much as you want to seal it, take them out, and refinish them, they're still going to leak. So we're putting in RV windows. Once we remove those windows, there's a hole. There's a great big hole, and if you followed some of the other videos, you'll see that. So what we ended up doing was putting in galvanized sheet metal over the holes. So that completely turned it into a giant submarine at this point. And later on, we'll cut the hole out for the new window. So in order to do that, we had 18 gauge galvanized steel, which we've cut to fit. So every two windows, we have the sheet metal. As much as we could probably go like the full length with one sheet, it's too big, too heavy to really manipulate around. So, but using the 18 gauge was flexible enough that we can bend it where we needed to bend it, and still light and still strong. You could go up to 16 gauge, but then it's getting harder to work with. In between that, what we've done is we actually had some PLA or other type of metal adhesive all around on the rims, and then we put the sheet metal on top of it, and then we drilled and riveted a whole bunch of rivets all the way down each rib along the top as well. Speaking of the top, we ended up sliding it on the inside, so this is actually continues on the outside, and that's the drip channel. So that way any water that goes on top of the roof goes into the drip channel and out, or goes down onto the panel and away. It doesn't touch the top of the seam, so we really prevent any kind of water penetration. And you can see a little bit of the adhesive kind of, squishing out, and that's what you want. And that adhesive not only does it make it stick, of course, but it also prevents any kind of rattle. So when you're going down the road, if there's any play in the rivets, you'll get a bit of a rattle. That adhesive eliminates that. The rivets, they're not just any kind of normal rivets. We ended up using stainless steel blind structural rivets. We ended up getting ours from Fasol. They're 1/4 inch structural rivets, and there is it right there. So it is stainless steel, so they're not going to rust. They're blind rivets, so that when I'm drilling into these kind of channels, I don't have access to the back sometimes. So you can put them in from the front, and when the rivet kind of ends up squeezing it, it'll actually bulb the outside of it, the other side of it, which kind of just squishes everything together. So, and we wanted to make sure that they are structural, so, nothing that's too flimsy that's going to go down the road and all of a sudden, wing, all my panels go off on the road, right? So that is our, the sheet metal and rivets that we have on the outside. And it's been a beautiful skoolie day.